Good morning, my friends. Today I'm here in Madania, and I haven't filmed a video in a very long time. I know I've taken a long break. The break was due to some technical reasons. First off, I was tired, and then I had some issues with my phone holder. Then I got sick last December. You know, I suffered from dizzy spells that prevented me from using the phone for quite a long time. Now I'm back, and it's also spring, and it's so we are in March 2023, and we are ready to start again. So this is the beautiful roundabout of Salonji or El Madania. And this video is just like a test video in order to test the camera and also the new phone holder. With the previous phone holder, the issue with the previous phone holder was that you know, its suction pad was made of a material that was melting on the dashboard. You know, whenever it got hot, it would melt and become like a glue. Then you know, when it finished melting, the dashboard holder could no longer stick on the dashboard, and that's why I had to remove it and have it replaced with a new phone holder that sticks to the windshield. I hope that it's not shaking too much. You know, this shaking issue is a big issue too, and in fact, it's not you know, it's partly due to the phone camera I'm using. Some phones are equipped with stabilizers. They can stabilize the picture and make the shaking less noticeable, while others don't have good stabilization. That's why my phone here is shaking too much. It's a Redmi Note 10, I guess. I no longer bother remembering the names of my phones. All I care about is the price range, you know. I would love to have the most optimal phone within the price range I can afford. That's it. So today we are driving towards around this part of the higher parts of Algiers, and this is the Boulevard des Martyrs, or the Martyrs Boulevard. And now, whenever I find traffic on this road, I take this one here. It's like a shortcut, this alley here. There is this beautiful mosque here. It has 5 floors, 6 floors in fact, because it's built in this area. So there is a dead end on the right, I think, or is it on the left? All right, so let's go. And normally this street here is going to lead me to Mohammed Zakal Street, which runs parallel to the Martyrs Boulevard, and both streets connect El Madania to central Algiers. Many drivers use these streets as shortcuts. Whenever they encounter some traffic jam, they would you know, take one of these alleys in order to avoid traffic. And I'm one of them now. I've always been allergic to traffic. There is a hammam here. It's a bath. It's a public bath. And many people like them here in Algiers. They are part of our traditions. They are part of our cultural heritage. And of course, there have been baths here in Algeria since the Roman period. And baths are very common in Muslim culture, in Muslim countries, Muslim nations. So now we are on Mohammed Zakkal Street, and on a Friday morning it would just take you 5 minutes to drive from the central part of Madania to this part of Algiers. This is the Harsha gym here on the left. The Harsha Sports Complex, in fact, it's a sports complex with a huge hall, sports hall, where they practice basketball, handball, volleyball. When I worked for a Chinese company, we signed a convention or a contract with this gym here, with the company running the gym, and in order for us to come and exercise here, we used to play basketball games. We enjoyed it. I used to come here sometimes and enjoy scoring baskets with the basketball. And now we are joining Mohammed Belouizdad Street. So it's just a tour around Algiers, around the eastern part of the central part of Algiers. The buildings on my left have been under construction for decades now, but now works are progressing. For some reason, works stopped for a couple decades. I think that they started building them in the late 80s and the early 90s, and they stayed incomplete, unfinished for almost 2 decades now. In fact, more than 2 decades. There is a bus here. It's a public bus run by Ituza, the urban and suburban transport company here in Algiers. Runs these buses. They are good buses, and I guess that they are made in Algiers. They are Mercedes buses made in Algiers. Now we are on Mohammed Belouizdad Street, one of the longest streets here in Algiers. I'm going to film a special video on the longest streets in Algiers, all in one video, in order to show you what you can see on them. Mohammed Belouizdad is a very busy neighborhood. It has markets and also lots of stores. It's adjacent to the Al Hamma neighborhood. And the local soccer team here is CRB, the Belouizdad Sporting Youth. There is a square here on the left, and during the coronavirus, the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, when there were those lockdowns, I used to come out when there was no curfew, when there was no lockdown. I would come out here. I would walk from my home here in order to sit here in that square, when of course it wasn't closed off, because sometimes the authorities would close all public places. No cafes and no restaurants were open, and no gardens and no squares, not even squares were open. But whenever I could find an opportunity to go and sit in a garden or something, I would seize that opportunity, because we really felt the brunt of the lockdowns. We didn't like them much. You've got to stay at home and just listen to those news of millions and millions of people getting sick, and thousands dying, and shortages of everything, especially face protective masks and all those things. So now I'm leaving Belouizdad Street, and I'm going to go back or drive back to Madania via this road. This is the road of the forest, as we call it here. Cervantes Street is on the right, runs parallel to this road. There is a whole neighborhood here known as Cervantes, and Cervantes is, the area is named Cervantes after Miguel de Cervantes, the famous Spanish playwright or author Miguel de Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote de la Mancha, one of the most famous novels in the world. So he lived here in this area when he was held captive by the Ottomans, by the Turks here in Algeria. He was held captive for 5 years, I think, and during that period he tried multiple times. He tried to escape multiple times, and in one of his attempts he came here and lived here in a cave. The cave is still here on Cervantes Street. It's just a few hundred meters away from here. And we call this the forest of the memorial, or memorial forest, because the Martyrs Memorial is just here. So the cave, Cervantes Cave, is straight ahead on this street here, if you want to visit it. There are parking spots there. It's free. Parking is free there. It's a residential street. You can just park your car there and enter that park. Now the cave is in a park, a small garden. You can go there, visit the cave. It's a little bit neglected, but it's it's clean enough to be visited, though. And now there is a beautiful view here from this area. You can see the sea. I can't film it, but you can see it from here. So you've got the forest, all these trees. There are pine trees. We call them maritime pine trees. And the sea. And the Martyrs Memorial is here on the left. So now we've got lots of people coming here to visit this balcony and take selfies or take pictures of their friends. The Martyrs Memorial is on my left, but I can't film it. I've already filmed it on multiple occasions, and now we're back on this street. I keep forgetting its name. I think that it's Wacket Street, something like that. This is the esplanade of the Martyrs Memorial. I'm going to drive underneath it. As I said multiple times, there is a shopping mall here at the memorial. There is a shopping mall, and also I guess that they have organized an exhibition, a handicraft exhibition on the esplanade, and this is on the occasion of the International Women's Day, I guess. It's March 10th today. All right, so now we're entering Mohammed Belqasmi Street. This is the street that links. If you Belouizdad Square to Belouizdad. So now we are headed towards Belouizdad. There is this beautiful park here on the left. But last time I visited it was last summer, 2022. The park was a little bit neglected, and you know, there was overgrowth. I came here with my son to eat some hamburgers, and you know, we also noticed that the playground in the upper part of the park was vandalized. Too bad, you know, this vandalism is something, I mean, it's a real issue in cities that want to modernize, you know, that the authorities want to modernize. That's why it is necessary to have urban police or something like that here, security guards, municipal police, something like that. This guy wants to cross the road, so let's. All right. You've got to be a little bit careful here because there is a school, there is a primary school, and it's a residential area. And now we are back in Salombi or in Madania. This is the second main square and or roundabout, and there is the city hall is on the right. This is where I usually come to eat lunch after work. Sometimes I even come here with my kids to eat dinner. So I enjoy this place with its, you know, cafes and restaurants and fast food shops. And now we have returned to our departure point. It was here in Madania. This roundabout is always busy, as you can see. It's always busy. With all the cars and cabs and trucks and buses that come here. All right, guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So this video marks our return to business. I still have a ton of other videos, unpublished videos that I'm keeping on my channel. They are still unpublished and unedited. I'm going to publish them too. You are going to notice that, you know, I filmed them a while ago, but I think that they are worth publishing anyways. It's not okay, they don't date back to 2 or 3 years ago. They're just, I mean, they were just filmed last fall, last winter, and I guess that they are still up to date and worthy to be published. The reason why I didn't publish them on my channel was that, you know, as I said, I was kind of sick, and I was very stressed out, very exhausted, and I had issues with my phone holder. That's why, you know, I just kept them in store. All right, thank you very much, and enjoy your day. Please visit Algiers, drive safely, and visit Algeria. And if you have any suggestions, don't forget to, you know, write them in the comment section of my videos. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.